Hello everyone. Basic standing poses. Tadasana. Tada means mountain. Asana is pose from the Sanskrit. English word is mountain pose. Arms are extended by your side, chest is lifted, chin parallel to the floor. Arms will come now into the Namaste pose, hand mudra, which is from the Sanskrit, meaning hello, and also basic translation is I bow to the divine within you. Hands right in front of the heart center, fingers up. From Tadasana, we're going to go into the chair pose, or Utkatasana in Sanskrit. The weight goes back into the heels as we bend the knees. The abdominals come into the back. The back is long. There's a slight tuck in the chin, and we're using just a basic arm position. The arms can also be up or forward. Lift your toes 3 times just to feel that you're back in your heels. From here, let's take a breath. As we exhale, I'm going to sit a little deeper, putting my hands on the thighs for a safe transition. As the hips lift, I'm going to pull my block over so that I can rest my hands on the block, letting the head come down. Uttanasana means to lengthen. Coming up, we have 2 ways. First way we will demonstrate is unfold. For the safety of the back, hands go into the thighs with the knee bend. Push up, back to Tadasana. We will demonstrate this once again in the profile so that you can see the angle of the chair pose. Let's begin in Tadasana, hands in Namaste, inhale. As you exhale, shift your weight back into the heels, slight tuck in the chin. Notice you've got about a 90 degree angle here. Lift your toes 3 times. Then we'll come into the forward bend. I'm going to use what we call soft knees, which is a slight bend in the knees. The top of the head is down. I can put my hands down to the floor with more extended knees. Soft knees take some of the loading out of the back. Second way of coming up is an uncurl. Uncurl, bend your knees, let your arms hang very loose. Keep your knee bend until you're close to upright. Then as the shoulders and head come up, the knees straighten. So that's an uncurling, and the unfolding is pressing the hands into the thighs. Next pose we're going to take is called Warrior One. And I'm going to take this just from a center position, stepping forward with the right foot and back with the left. The front leg is parallel and the back leg is turned out. So turning out is rotating out from the hip, just the 45 degrees outward rotation, whereas the front leg stays knee forward in parallel. Knee tracks over the heels. The hands we're going to use just to Namaste. In Warrior One, Virabhadasana 1, we think of the strength of the warrior. Both Warrior 1 and 2 are about strength. The shoulders are square. The chest will be in front of the hips. And you can bring your arms up. But today we're just going to take our basic in Warrior 1. To come out of it, I want you to press forward, pushing from the back ball of the foot to bring the feet together. Let's take second side. Warrior one. Front leg is parallel, tuck in here in the hip. Back leg is turned out, 45 degrees, slight outward rotation in the hip. Arms will come to Tadasana, Namaste, sorry. And we breathe as we press the back heel down if possible. Back leg is straight. Then push from that back foot to bring the feet together. Let's take this in a profile. I'm going to show you this in profile so you could see the angles of the legs. So starting with the feet together, I'm going to step forward with my right, back with my left, and people that are very flexible, you can have a nice wide position or keep it more medium distance from front to back. The knee, though, must track over the heel. It's not going to be in front of the heel or behind the heel. It's going to be right over that heel. The back leg is turned out, just the 45 degrees. Use the glute contraction. Bring your chest forward in front of the hips. And we're just going to use the basic Namaste pose, chin parallel to the floor. Coming out of the pose, lift your back heel, press forward, and step in. Let's take the second side. Front heel steps forward, back heel back. There's different ways of getting into this when we do sequences. Make sure that front knee is over the ankle bone. And try these poses with a mirror if you can. Hands in Namaste, rib cage square, shoulders square. Back heel down. Coming out of it, lift your back heel, bending the knees, push together to Tadasana. Try these poses a few times. Try holding them for at least 3 breaths and in front of a mirror if possible. Next pose is the Warrior Two. Once again, warrior poses in yoga are about strength. Yoga builds some strength as it does flexibility. So we're going to start with this one with parallel feet, that's toes forward, a medium distance or a wider distance. We don't want to go too wide, but if you can go wide, take it a little wider than this if you have room in your house. So I'm going to start with an outward rotation of 90. So here's parallel, outward 90. Then that knee bends, and I turn this leg in just 15 in. So I went from parallel, 15 inward. Knee over ankle, arms up, parallel to the floor. And then I turn my head, keeping the nice lift in the chest. And look over the fingers. Three breaths coming out of it. Step in. We're just going to step in, 1 and 2, and take a breath in. Let's take second side, Warrior Two pose, starting from parallel. Also, another thing you want to take a look at in Warrior Two is that the heel of this bent knee leg will take a straight shot into the instep of the straighter leg. Okay? So that heel to instep. Spine is upright, nice and vertical. And then you turn your focus. Three breaths. Arms release, coming out of it to Tadasana. Next, let's work a little bit with a sequence, simple sequence to start with today. And this will be a chest lift into the chair, into the forward bend. First time I come up, I'll use an unfold. The second time I come up, I will use an uncurl. So I'm going to put my block there. I'm going to use my block. Feet width of the hip pointers. Tadasana, hands in Namaste. I am right in the middle of my foot with both legs. Now I'm going to shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet. Contract your glutes. Lift your chest. Open your arms to the W, looking up. Little back bend. Then come back. Hands back to Namaste. Into the chair. Weight back in the heels. Dynamic zigzag. From chair, forward bend, hand to toes. I'm using a soft knee position, top of the head down. Bending the knees, hands to the thighs for those that have any back issues. Push into your thighs and come back to Tadasana. Round 2. Namaste arms. We're going to shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet. Contract your glutes. Lift your chest very high, looking up. W arms, bringing those elbows down a little bit. Then come back up. Shift the weight back into the heels. Bring your hands into Namaste. Chair, Utkatasana in Sanskrit. Forward bend, abdominals lift up into the spine, hands to the floor or your block, top of the head down, 2 full breaths. Then soften the knees, arms release, abdominals scooped up, head is dropped, chin towards chest. Knees are still bent. Then as the knees straighten, the back comes up, hands come back into Namaste, into Tadasana. Namaste, everyone. Practice your basic poses.